I'm going to give a little update on some progress of a few of my cuttings that I've purchased and propagations, just to kind of give you a little series on where I'm at. So let's just dive on in. All right, here we go. Over time, I purchased a few cuttings online. And I just wanted to kind of give some updates because I do check these out all the time, and just to make sure that one, there's no bugs and pests. I think that's my number one culprit. The stuff that just gives me a headache all the time. And I do have a current situation of little itty bitty mites all over the place. I'm sure that most of you can hopefully attest to that. If you've been pest free, dude, oh, that's super awesome. I'm jealous, super jealous. This cutting right here, when I bought it, it was just one leaf. It's a Philodendron I want to say Buono, not Bueno, Buono. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. And when I got it, it was just one stem. I started this in leca, but I think over time I realized that I wanted to switch over to sphagnum moss because in here, this container, it has a hole at the bottom so the water can drain. In leca, the water still stays at the bottom, and I just didn't feel that was a good way to retain some of the water, so I traded it out. And since then, it's been growing pretty well. This was the first leaf that came out, and then here's the second one. And I'm assuming, I'm not sure if we can tell, there will be a new leaf slowly coming out of here. So over time, we'll see how this one is doing. Okay, and that's that cutting. I also do have a few Monstera Adansonii, aka Swiss cheese. I do have several cuttings in here. There's about, I think, 8 in total. As of today, I did notice that these Adansonii had a whole bunch of little mites on them, so I just cleaned it up about 15 minutes ago. I use a homemade solution of alcohol, rubbing alcohol, 70%, water, and a little dab of soap. Now, I can also post in the description what that solution is. But here's some cuttings. You can tell it's got super awesome growth. I'm really happy with it. And typically what I'll do is I'll sell these on the marketplace for a very fair, reasonable price. At least I hope it to be. I don't want to overcharge any of my cuttings. And typically what I do, I just put it right back into my plant fund because I do buy a lot of kind of like materials to upkeep, and this is a way to kind of supplement that. Okay, so that's that. Here's another cutting that I've purchased online. I'm wondering, as you can tell, there's no leaves at all. And I'm hoping that maybe I can kind of show you a picture when I purchased it online. Now, it did have 2 leaves. I haven't told you what this plant is just yet. I'm wondering if you can kind of guess, but that's okay. I'm gonna kind of go in a little bit closer here because as you can tell, there's a little growth point coming out. I'm gonna use a little tweezers to point it out. So there's one right there, and there is another one. It's a very small one. You cannot see it, I don't think, too well in the video, but there's one down below. But this is a Philodendron painted lady. It did have 2 full leaves, just like my Jose Buono. It did have 2 leaves as a cutting when I received it. Day 2, first leaf fell off. And then about a week later, the second leaf fell off. And this is what I'm left with. So it's another rehab project. It's a bummer. It's okay. And here's another cutting I purchased. This was a local on a Facebook marketplace. I have been looking for this plant for a while. So it is a Philodendron 69686. I'll also post a picture of the cutting when I bought it. And since then, one of the leaves has fallen off. It has withered away, and the new leaf that was actually coming out pretty long, that has also fallen off, and this is what I'm left with. See if I can show you. It's still green. I believe it's still viable. I've been kind of monitoring it just to kind of see if there's any kind of like roots growing. But this is another little rehab project that I have. All right. Now I'm gonna show you guys a few more. This will be kind of like the last of it here. But what I have here is also a propagation box that I have with the several cuttings in here. They are 2 chunks and a couple cuttings. All right, let me open this up, and I do like to open it every day, give it some air. So first one that I'm pulling out, this is a it's an RT, it's a Monstera Mini, but it's a Tetrasperma. I can't pronounce, I'm not that good at pronouncing the first one, Tetrasperma. As you can tell in my other videos for my pinguiculas, I can't even pronounce half of them. But I have them also in sphagnum moss. It's growing really well. The roots are pretty good, and maybe in the near future I'll pot them up. So that is one of them. Here's another chunk that it's been a pet project. There's 2 in here as well. So this huge one, it's actually a Monstera Deliciosa. It is a friend of mine. I think her mom had a big old Monstera tree, and the branches were pretty big and big old trunk, and she kind of cut it down, and this kind of withered away a little bit, but she wanted to see, after she took it home, it started to rot a little bit. So she wanted to see if I can rehab it. It's actually been many months. I want to say she gave this to me about 4 months ago. By now, I don't know what the time is, but it's been several months, and it hasn't been doing like the best. I have a promising view right here. Here, let me just kind of turn it around. Actually, there's one area where I'm hoping that maybe it will be a growth point. It's actually just like right here. There's a little growth point right there. So I'm hoping that over time this will slowly grow, because there is like a little mound. I kind of think something's growing. This little piece right here, this is a Philodendron Bloody Mary. I got another cutting, but the stem was kind of long, so I kind of cut it off just for a little pet project to see if I can also grow this too as well. And typically what I'll do with my these chunks or cuttings is I do have some cloning paste or rooting hormone to also put it in. This is one I'm very excited about. I'll pull this out. This is a Monstera Thai Constellation. As you can see that it does have like the variegation in the stem. A plant friend who lives nearby, she was having a lot of hard times with it, and the leaves started to turn yellow, started to rot on her. So I kind of took it in. It's another rehab project. And I'm hoping, she says I can have it, but I'm really trying to rehab it and wanted to give it back to her too. So as you can see, has 2 awesome growths coming out of it. I don't see any roots yet, but that's okay. I think I'll give it some more time. But to me, just having 2 growth points shoot out is super awesome, and I'm super excited about it. There that is. So with that, I just wanted to give a quick update on some of the propagations and cuttings that I've been doing. Thanks for coming to watch my video, and until next time, I will see you later. Oh, also, Please like, subscribe, comment, help me out. I'm just a noob. Thanks.